Hello, I'm Sai Sushma Golla and my student ID is 11549863. Today will be talking about a multi-layer perceptron. So uh, a multi-layer perceptron is basically a fully connected structure which is in the form of connected like feed-forward artificial neural network. So basically, a neural network is a subset of machine learning algorithm, and it deals with mainly deep learning algorithms. So the name and representation of this neural network is inspired from the human brain, where where the neurons are connected to one another. The neural networks are in information processing, which is inspired from the, as mentioned, human nervous system. Just like in the human nervous system, we have biological neurons. In the same way, compared to the neural networks, we have artificial neurons. So these artificial neurons will have a mathematical function derived from a biological neurons. So coming to the neural networks, this neural network is comprised of three layers, basically input layer, one or more hidden layer, and the output layer. And also this neural networks are classified into different types which are used for different purposes, such as feed-forward neural networks, which is also called as multi-layer perceptron, uh, and convolutional neural network and recurrent neural network. Uh, Basically, the convolutional neural network is also similar to the feed-forward neural network, where it is utilized for image recognition, pattern recognition, and computer vision. Coming to the recurrent neural networks, it is identified by the feed-forward loops. So these learning algorithms are used for predicting time series data. So basically, used for making predictions of the future, such as stock market prediction, like various kinds of prediction. So features of this neural networks are basically they are fully connected. Uh, the, Now coming to the main topic, multi-layer neural networks. Um, a multi-layer neural perceptron is a supplement of feed-forward neural networks. Uh, so as we can see the structure, the basic idea of this multi-layer perceptron, it is a layered structure where we will have one input layer and one or more hidden layers, and the output layer, as shown in the diagram. So the input layer will receive the input signal which is to be processed, uh, and then the required tasks such as prediction and classification of that data is done in the output layer. So in the input layer, uh, an arbitrary number of hidden layers will be placed between the input layer and the output layer, similar to the feed forward neural network. Basically, this will be having a certain activation function, which is nothing but the weight. If the output of the node in the layer is greater than the threshold value, only then it will be sent, only then the data will be sent to the next layer, and only then the node gets activated. If the output layer is less than the threshold value, um, the data is doesn't send the information to the other layer, hence it doesn't, the doesn't get activated. So the neurons in the multi-layer perceptron are trained with the backpropagation algorithm. So there are two different types of backpropagation networks, such as static backpropagation and recurrent backpropagation. Static backpropagation is a network which is designed to map static inputs and static outputs. So these types of networks are will be capable of solving only static classification problems, and whereas coming to the recurrent backpropagation, recursive backpropagation is used only for the fixed point of learning. This static backpropagation provides an instant mapping, while recurrent backpropagation does not provide an instant mapping. So coming to the activation function, which is used for deciding whether the data will be sent to the other layer. It will have a linear function that maps the weighted inputs to the output for each neuron. So then the linear algebra shows that any number of layer can be reduced to a two-layer input-output model. So in this multi-layer perceptrons, some neurons are use a non-linear activation function that was developed to model the frequency of certain action potentials. Uh, so, um, so learning in the multi-layer perceptron it occurs by changing connection weights after each piece of data is processed based on the amount of error in the output compared to the uh, result that we are expecting. So this comes under the example of supervised learning. And this is carried through backpropagation. So a generalization of least mean square is the linear perceptron. So applications of multi-layer perceptron are mainly used in the research fields such as image recognition, speech recognition, etc. So these perceptrons are used to solve complex non-linear problems. Each node in the multi-layer perceptron, as discussed, uses a sigmoid activation function. So the sigmoid activation function takes real values as input and then converts them between 0 and 1 using the sigmoid formula. And also the other application of multi-layer perceptron is to encode databases, which is mainly like used in database security, and also we need to continuously check the consistency of the data. And this is about multi-layer perceptron. Thank you.